back for another video. This is episode 3 now, me and you. Yo, yeah,
TV lifestyle.
What does it say?
I'd rather die enormous than live dormant.
Ooh.
If you're gonna live, you might as well live
Yeah.
to your best potential.
Yeah.
Be your best.
Highest potential.
That's it.
100%.
Sorry, I'm in the shirt.
Okay, so this one's gonna be now we're gonna jump on a religion conversation, but we
We
didn't have
talked
enough
about
time.
we were gonna come to this.
Yeah, this
We're gonna come to this.
we
It gets deep.
now we've been here in this circle before and had this conversation before years ago, but yeah. So
On and off.
let's kick it
We
off.
still have it.
Yeah, we still do it. Yeah.
It's just I think this is my point on it. Like, I believe religion has a purpose, right? People believe in different things. I think when people will try to eliminate it, I think it could hurt more people than it could
Help.
help. Yeah, I think it hurt more people because I think a lot of people live for death, right? They live because eventually they'll die,
Yeah.
they'll go to heaven, right? Or they'll go to the whatever their afterlife is, right? Or they'll be reincarnated. I don't know, some people believe in that too.
Right.
And I believe that people live for that. So I think when you take that away, it's kind of like, you know, you have a time limit, and once it's done, you're done. Your eyes closed, you don't see anything else.
It's over.
Which
All
some
fade
people
to black,
believe in that too.
which is a possibility.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
What I'm saying is, those people, when it comes to that, if you don't have any guidelines to live, then I don't understand how. You know what I mean? There's no reason not to do anything you don't want to, anything you want to do.
Yeah. I always said this too. If it was let's say this is all not real, right? And let's say somebody created this
Or Matrix.
this thing, this created religion. They just wrote it down on pigskin on a book and said, "This is law before law. This is your moral compass, and this is the only way that you don't get a Viking community who's going to murder, rape, and pillage. You're going to get a community who's going to be more like, well, I have to do the right thing here, instead of saying I'm lawless and I can do whatever I want because I live, and then eventually I die when I'm 50, 40, 60, however long they lived back in those days. So maybe that, but I've always thought maybe that could be a possibility because I try to extend all the branches to each possibility. But overall, I believe that there's obviously a divine something. There's got to be something bigger than
Yeah, yeah.
But overall, like, it's when I think about it that way, it really keeps people sane. It keeps people doing the right thing.
Yeah, because you have guidelines. Like I would say this: my son goes to a Christian school because you know what I mean. If he lives like Jesus, right, who was supposed to be the perfect individual,
Right.
if he lives like him or tries to live like him, I don't see how he could go wrong.
No.
I don't see how he could be a bad person, right? I don't see how he can live a life of doing, you know, and my bad person might be different than your bad person.
Right.
But I just think, like, you know, as long as you know, try to help people, not murder, steal, those things, I think, you know what I mean, society can grow because when you get out of that, you know what I mean, you kind of like don't have anything to go off of.
Right.
And I think that people that try to, you know, do anarchy or they try to get to a level where they're not, you know, believing in any type of guidelines, just do what you want to do.
Yeah.
I think you can go down a bad path where you just, like, for instance, the Vikings, right? The Vikings had gods they believed in, but they still went out and pillaged and raped and took over places. I just don't see that as a good thing,
No.
right? Even though their gods might have told them to do that, and you go to Valhalla for war,
Right.
I just don't see how that's a good thing in a society. You know what I mean? Like, our society to survive. Eventually, the Vikings they're no more. It's like the Romans, and Romans were Catholic though. But I'm saying, as far as these societies, I don't think you can live like that. And religion is like I said, because at the end of the day, we talk about all the time. Like, I think when you close your eyes, you don't know what's gonna happen.
No.
Right? You don't know if you close your eyes and if you believe, then you know, might go to heaven. If you don't, you might go to hell. If you don't believe in something else, you might go somewhere else. Or you might be reincarnated as a butterfly, right? I don't know.
Who knows?
Or you're not,
You
or
might-
nothing
you
happens.
might-
You might just close your eyes and it's just darkness,
Yeah.
right?
What about sleep? Think about sleep. How do we know we think
don't
about it?
die
We
when
close
you
our
sleep.
eyes, we sleep for 8 hours, right?
I don't know. It could be the same
what
thing.
happens?
That's why people die in their sleep. I think it's the most peaceful way because you
Yeah.
don't really know.
Yeah.
And I think religion helps, man. Like, older people, especially when you get older, everybody's gonna be older. Me, if you're younger listening to us, if you're older,
Time gets us all, but
eventually time is not racist, sexist, religion. They don't hate different religions, right?
They're just
They don't care your job, your wealth,
taking clock.
right?
Runs out
Time
of
is time.
Yeah.
Time is gonna go regardless. You're gonna get older, and I think like if you know what I mean, when you get older, you start to look at it like what am I gonna see when I close my eyes?
Right.
And
You can hope that it's bliss. You can hope
Yeah.
that it's that. Like I had a thought process. An idea about it a long time ago, where it was like you close your eyes and those dreams that you had, those perfect, beautiful dreams that you think that your life could be in the end of all this. And when you get older and you have the exact house you wanted, or you lived on the island that you wanted, it could be the craziest dream ever.
Mhm.
That's part of that. Your heaven. I thought that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah, heaven on earth. Like, but some people say it's hell on earth.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, you do what you want to do, but I think you gotta have some type of guidelines. I think you gotta live by a certain code,
Right.
and take care of people a certain way. Because at the end of the day, if this is the end, right? Say when you close your eyes, it is the end. Then the only thing that's gonna live on is your contribution to people,
Right.
right? Like my son, what I did for him, what I showed him how to do, he's gonna pass that on.
Right.
Eventually, though, my line of work is gonna be done, right? Because his son is probably only gonna remember him.
Right.
He's not gonna remember his great grandfather,
No.
right? So you
Not
gotta
the
think
same
about
light.
that.
Yeah.
Unless you did something that's really like etched in stone, like say you were a president, or say you were you built something that was gonna last for centuries.
Right.
After that, you pretty much
Well, we think about legacy.
legacy. Yeah, your legacy is going off of that.
Yeah.
Like I would love for my son to have, or my great grandson, or my, whatever, to have a picture of me on their mantle, because I started a legacy for everybody. Right? Oh, our great great grandfather started this, right? Moses Watts, right? I would love that. I think about that a lot. But that's probably the only thing that's gonna pass on is memories that you had, or like, when I die, if Louis is like, oh, remember we made videos or whatever, right? And then he tells his daughter, and then probably ends there, but at least you'll have some type
You
of
can go
way
back
to
to
move,
this and you can see.
right? The
exactly.
videos are gonna last forever, which I
100%.
think is great.
Right. Some archive.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
that
also,
part.
I can also
Yeah.
talk with my godson.
Yeah.
I can explain to him exactly
Well,
because I knew you
grows up.
that well. I
Yeah.
can explain exactly what your thought process is. Even if he gets it skewed, or you just maybe because you had to be a disciplinary or whatever.
Question.
Yeah, he's gonna question certain
Yeah.
things. I can be right there to be like, bro, trust me when I tell you, he wasn't thinking that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. But like that's the only thing that's gonna pass on at the end,
100%.
right? But if you believe in afterlife or you're reincarnated, nobody comes back reincarnated and they know somebody. Like you don't come back as a butterfly and be like, oh, that was my
Oh, remember the
my
guy?
grandson.
I didn't,
Right
dude.
there.
I thought about this too.
I've never heard it yet. Maybe it is. I'm
Maybe
not
it's
saying it's
fine.
not true, but
Who knows?
I've never seen it.
I wrote a script one time where it was like, because it was a dream of mine where the infant, like the kid's born, right? He's a little baby, a month old. He still has the memory of that past former life, and he has to make a decision whether he accepts the family that he's about to grow up in. And if he doesn't accept that family, he can snap out of that body, and somebody else will take the place and see if they want to be in that situation too.
Well, that's a very
Very
good
interesting
position.
way to
Like,
think.
I'd be like, I don't want this body. I want to go next
Yeah.
one. If that's possible, listen.
This is
And
good.
my whole point of the video is
Yeah.
I don't know.
We don't know.
I don't really know.
Nobody
There's
knows,
something I
really.
believe in.
Yeah.
Like I said, like when we talk about science, right? We go to science, right? People talk about science all the time, and I know like people like to get technical and they like to get, we're not. Listen, we're not gonna pull out any type of technical numbers or anything like that.
No.
But like if you go back and we say we're the Big Bang,
Yeah.
like Big Bang, everything exploded, everything. You always got to question like what happened before we exploded.
Right.
What happened before the Big Bang?
Right.
We don't know. They say they know, but they don't really know. Like these are all theories. Right, so the Big Bang happens, these planets start to go, and I was talking to Louis the other day about it.
Yeah.
Like we got 9 planets or 8 planets. I forgot what. I
How
know they got rid of
special are
Pluto.
we that we're the third rock from
The
the
only
sun?
people that have life,
Yeah.
right? And then they say there's other solar systems.
Right.
So those other solar systems don't have life. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
kind of crazy to me
Right.
that we're so special that we're the only one that has life.
Right. Another thing too was.
And if somebody created that,
Yeah.
then they're just sitting up top of like a pool
What's their
table.
religion?
whatever their religion is, they're sitting up on a pool table and they're just moving balls around.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, I'm gonna put
here.
people on this one,
Move this guy there.
and I'm not gonna put people on this one.
Yeah.
And
Or
it's
is there
like
a solar system that has enough space in between where they have two
people on all
people
of
on
them,
all of them,
right? Like, are we living in like, you know, you look on Marvel, you look at a Marvel movie and you see like different type of aliens and shit. Like,
Different, the aliens,
You got
different
it. It's
time,
like-
different time. They mess with time all the time.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of gets crazy because you think about it, like we're the only planet, you know what I mean, out of the 9 planets. I think it's 9 planets. They got rid of Pluto.
So we got rid of Pluto. Yeah.
Pluto's not a planet anymore, so it's like, I don't know. I want to go
Neptune,
through it in
Jupiter, yeah.
Mars, Venus,
Venus.
Earth, Uranus,
Who's aiming?
not
Mine?
Uranus,
Oh.
Neptune,
Neptune.
Jupiter. I don't know all the planets.
Like you said, we don't really know all the stuff.
I got my GD, so I
Yeah,
don't really know.
but
But anyway,
we're
what I'm saying is, I'm just saying real shit. But what I'm saying is, all the planets, and there's no other life on
Yeah,
any of
that's
these
ridiculous.
planets.
I think there has to be.
And then there's other solar systems with the same thing or more planets, and they have a sun that they rotate around, and we're the only
and then
one.
there's black holes.
I'm not
And
saying,
they
and
go
then this
really
is not a
good-
video. I don't
really
want people that believe in aliens to be like,
Yeah.
watch this video.
See, I
talking
told you.
about-"
Don't put us on that
Listen,
website.
I'm not saying
Don't put us on
there's
that.
something I believe in. I believe in there's a divine,
Right.
somebody divine, a God, right? I believe there's a God, and he created everything. Because it's kind of, because even though it's science, you go back, but you can't go back to the
That
beginning.
far. No.
Because there's nothing that begins,
How do you document the Big Bang?
right? There's nothing begins the Big Bang.
You can't.
Right?
How do you
Somebody
document?
had to either snap their fingers.
There was
or
nobody
do
alive
something.
then, so you can't go like that's what happened.
So I just can't believe it.
It's, again, all theories. But
Yeah.
let's take a religion aspect of it. Let's take that end of it. How is that? Is that a theory?
Religion?
Yeah.
Well, religion is.
I mean, because it's
But
man.
you can go to factual because man, well, I don't know. Religion can go off of you're saying like these people existed.
Right.
These people wrote down these topics and they knew these certain things or they experienced these certain things and they wrote it down
Right.
as factual. So those are kind of written, but before that you don't know.
Yeah. What happened before?
Like Adam and Eve, you don't.
Well,
there's
they do have
there's
BC and all that.
There's no written about Adam and Eve that I know of. Like there's nothing that's said about it. It's just somebody's story.
Right. Again, we could be incorrect about that, but yeah. And then overall, if you think about it, like it's like a lot of magic going on. Sometimes when I think about it, it's hard for me to wrap.
But then,
my
like,
head
it's a lot
around
of stuff that goes on is magic.
Yeah.
Like when you put two chemicals together and it becomes
That's
something else.
magic.
That's pretty much magic. Like I don't know what else you could call that.
Yeah. Chemistry, but
Yeah.
magic.
Like we breathe out carbon dioxide, but we breathe in
and
oxygen.
it comes from trees.
You gotta think, bro.
What?
Our bodies are like crazy.
Yeah.
Like our bodies have a bunch of different systems.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah,
the other day.
nerves. They can't.
Right,
They
like,
can't figure out how to
we were-
recreate the brain.
We were
in a computer.
created, right? And we have like I don't know what the first structure is, but I'm guessing like respiratory. We have like a heart
Yeah.
with the veins.
Yeah, I believe
right?
it goes from
Go all the way down to our body, right? Nerves.
nerves,
Right.
bones.
Then we have muscles.
We have marrow in them. Those bones.
Then we have bone. We have bones is the first thing.
Yeah.
Bones and everything is on top of the
Yeah.
bones and everything.
Then
Right?
we have muscle. Then
and
we
this
have blood
all
cells.
works together.
Then we have brain.
And then we breathe without thinking.
Yeah. Then when you, it's crazy.
Like I don't even think about it, but I'm breathing right now.
breathing.
Think about that.
I
Like,
just moved my
that's
foot,
crazy.
and my brain told my foot to move, and it just did that.
I'm breathing without thinking about it.
Yeah, it's mind blowing, bro. It's
Right? We gotta when we make something up, we have to make sure that it does it from a
It's-
computer that's telling it to do it.
We're
Right?
building a lot of AI tech, a lot of robots.
For a computer to drive a car, right, or drive a plane,
Right.
we have to imprint it in it that it's gonna do it this time at every second of the day,
Exactly.
or every second of the second, right?
Exactly.
So that it keeps moving.
And the
We do it
craziest
without
part-
even thinking.
The craziest part too is, as crazy as that all is, and a woman can give birth and create a
Birth
body.
to another being.
It's like what?
It's alive.
What, dude?
It has a heart that's beating.
Yeah.
Right?
Inside your body.
And then it has its own thinking.
Yeah.
Like,
It comes out and it's like,
all
I'm gonna go do
babies don't
this.
come out and they're like, oh, I want this. Some babies are like, nah. Some
Oh,
babies
my
are
God.
shy. Some babies are this.
Yeah.
It's like, they just come out.
And then you
And
think
then they come out looking like the person,
person
that
that
had
came
them.
out. Yeah, the
It's
DNA
like-
mix. What?
Come on, bro. That's not,
Yeah.
that's
After
crazy to me.
And then, oh my god, you go so far with this.
This goes so crazy. That's what I'm saying about, when we say about religion, it can go, you gotta, but at the end of the day, like, even science can't prove certain things. It can't prove it. No matter how much factual evidence they put in,
I
they
love
can't
it
prove
whenever scientists try to prove
They can't, because once they get to the
the
beginning.
Noah's Ark. They try to prove.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. And they actually do find things. Where,
Mhm.
like somebody was bringing up to me the other day.
Artifacts and
Mike
shit.
was bringing up to me the other day. He was like, think about it. He's like, think about what's the temples?
Pyramids?
The pyramids.
How they were
He's
built.
like, how the heck? He's like, we didn't have the tool. What did they use? Like
Obviously
100
they
men
made
to
it.
pull it. Like I don't know.
Obviously they made it. It's perfect.
Yeah,
It's right under the sun or whatever. When they say the Giza, all the pyramids are
Mhm.
shaped. They're all. It's like
Crazy. How? I don't know.
we have no science.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Nobody's writing that day.
So it's
They're gonna
like-
write this stuff.
I don't know, bro. You can get deep with it, and
Yeah.
it's like, and you start to think about it, and I started thinking about it all the time, and that's why
There's so
everything
many
that I
things.
do in my life is like, my eyes could close. Like I could, I didn't made this video today. Tomorrow I could be asleep, and now we go.
Remember we were talking? Yeah, that's another thing.
That's crazy.
It could just.
It could be like, oh, he had a heart problem
issue
that I didn't know about,
about.
and I didn't wake up.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. So you gotta take life. You can't take life for granted.
No.
Go and do the best. When people you see, when you meet them, you give them your time, give them your attention.
I was
Man,
saying
'cause
before too. This
the only
is,
people that are gonna remember you is the people that you gave your time to.
right.
bro.
When you like, I always say too, like I want to be remembered. I want to be remembered as the genuine article. I was never. I was original the entire time. I thought with
Myself,
my
I
own
was
brain.
real.
I was a free thinker,
That was real.
and I didn't push myself into a direction because somebody told me to. I did it because I wanted to.
Think
because
about
I had a and I really sat and thought about
Thought
it.
about it.
I haven't made a single decision that I didn't actually make myself. And I take full responsibility for any mistakes I made, and it made me a better person. But overall, this, like I was saying before, life is not a visit. This is it. We're in. We're in for the long haul.
I don't know.
You got to make your life.
That's a great
best
thing
as
too.
best you can.
We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know if this is it.
Good.
I could be.
It
I
could
could
be-
come
we have
back
our
and be
own
the
life.
little butterfly that was swinging outside the window.
Well, hopefully you have a choice. Hopefully you
I
have a
don't
choice.
want to be the
on that.
butterfly because
Yeah,
the
yeah.
butterfly don't live that long.
Just like,
to be
man,
honest
I don't
with
want
you.
to do this.
I want to be this lizard that keep coming past.
It's a
'cause
lot
that
of work.
lizard dies eventually. Like it's
He
like.
just ran home by the cross.
And humans are chasing them and shit. And he's like,
I don't want to be
ah,
involved in this.
you know what I mean? So it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy, but
Reincarnation, when you really think about it.
when you go back to it, like I said, it goes back to like you can't even explain creation with science. Yeah.
No.
So then it has to be somebody. It has to be something else.
So
I always
they-
look at it as something else or somebody else
It's
or
all
something.
It's all theories.
Yeah.
So then they'll break down. Okay, so
After
we
theories,
we came from Earth. Well, no, we came from plants. Then it
How
went
did
to the,
how did
and then it went to-
dinosaurs
then it
come
went
to
to the
humans?
water. Then went to the water, right? Then the fish grew legs because they wanted to be on land.
How's
I
that
don't-
happen?
I don't even know if that-
Why are the fish not still growing legs?
Where's the leg fish?
If we had evolution, why aren't the monkeys still talking like humans?
Yeah.
Why we don't have
Where's
Planet
Planet of the
Apes?
Apes? You need Planet of the Apes. I want to see it.
If you know the answer to that, explain that to me. Explain to me why the monkeys aren't still walking upright yet.
Yeah.
And they're talking to me. And they're like, yo, listen.
He's doing my taxes.
And they're like, oh, let me tell you something about it. Explain that to me. It's what's crazy to me. That's why I said,
Then it pokes a hole.
I'm
in-
listening to everything you're saying. I agree. I don't agree with it. I'm just listening. But then it starts to get to a point where it's like, why did it stop?
Yeah.
Why didn't it keep going?
Yeah.
You know what
Or
I mean?
did it
Like,
branch off?
and
to
then when I
another-
go on to the
No,
universe,
let's think about monkeys, right? So you got monkeys, you got apes, you got chimps, you got that. So there's a bunch of those. Then how do we know how to
Primates,
branch off, right? Where it's the only thing that has the fingers, the thumb, the this, and
opposable
that.
digits. Yeah.
Right. And then but everything branches off. But where's the lion people? Where's the tiger people then? If the stuff things that branch off to something, where's the?
But they didn't
lizard
evolve.
people?
They stopped evolving. I
Yeah,
guess you
they're
were
just
saying.
like, we're done with this make model. Of
Listen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who knows, man?
I don't know. But the crazy thing is,
That's the
like,
question. It is
what
the
you know for a
fun
fact,
part,
for sure now, is that you're here.
Yeah.
You affect other people,
Yeah.
and you have a certain effect on other people that you need to make sure that effect is good.
Overall, being a good person,
Being
being
a
a
person,
genuine
bro.
person, being honest, these are all really important
Being
things.
angry at people, being upset with people,
That's another two things too,
violence
bro.
with people.
Being
It's
emotional. Right? Remember we were
being
talking about the
emotional.
brain stuff and all that and everything?
It's
The
emotion,
emotion
bro.
comes out of that too.
Yeah,
I mean,
just think. Just
oh
don't.
my God.
It's the whole thing. Like, and we're talking about religion. This started with religion. What I'm saying is because religion gives you a guideline.
Yeah.
And people like to go back and they look at like the Bible, or they look at things and they say we stoned people and this and that. We still have the death penalty.
Mhm.
we still kill people. Like in my video before, I told you if somebody touched my mother at a nursing home, then it would be a big problem,
Yeah.
right? They would have issues generationally, right? So like we still do these things, but that's just emotional thinking. It's not really like
It's not really like a.
religion. It's
Yeah.
not a thing. It's not a thing we listen to. It's just something that we do as a how we think. I don't know. I can't explain it. It's just
No, I think the best way to look at it is, I think one of the best ways to look at it is, if you're not going out every day trying to be better, think better, learn, be innovative, create, all these people are very important. I don't think the infrastructure of America, or any place for that matter, would have half of the stuff that we do. Think about how far we are in technology. It's all because we strive for something, and religion, it has something to do with it, because we have something to look forward to.
yeah. I
It's
think
not
a lot.
just over.
Yeah, I think a lot of us we were talking before. If you cut religion off, you got a lot of people that are of age, right? Older people, and you're like, oh, there's no heaven, right? There's no afterlife. There's no nothing.
What do you live for?
You're like, man, like
This
that's
is
it.
I get like
I'm gonna
67
die,
years,
and I'm just
80
gonna
years,
just
and that's
fucking just rot in the ground.
No.
I don't know, man. I think
Especially
I
when
think
you're
if you
older.
start to go down that route, you start to get people that don't give a shit about what they did before.
Anything.
And then the younger people, I think, like they said atheism is rising, right, in the country.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
And now atheism isn't, I believe in the devil, by the way.
It's just I don't believe in
I
anything.
don't believe in anything.
What I'm saying is, if you don't have any type of guidelines, then why does it matter that you don't go fucking kill somebody? Sorry, my language.
Yeah.
Why does it matter that I don't go rape a woman?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter at the end of the
What's
day.
the consequence?
There's no consequences
Right.
because you're not even worrying about when you die.
Even if you don't care, look, some people who are homeless, and then let's say they did that, they have no home. The jail is better than homeless.
Jail, I would say that too. I
Yeah.
say if I ever get to where I'm going to jail, because
Going to
jail
jail.
I could get
Free
3
meal.
meals a day
Yeah.
and I can have a bed to
Paid
sleep
for
on.
by taxpayers' money.
But what I'm saying is, if somebody's living like that, then you don't have any consequences, right?
Yeah.
Only the law. The
Yeah.
law could be your consequences.
Right.
But you don't have a consequence when you die,
Right.
right? If you have that consequence when you die, you might live better
Yeah. You go on to
because you
heaven
know,
or
like,
hell.
damn, if I die tomorrow
No.
and I've been doing all this bad shit, I'm going to hell.
Right.
Right? I'm going to the fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or, this is gonna happen, blah blah blah. You don't have no consequences. And when you live like that, it's kind of like, and then where does our values come from? Like I read Ben Shapiro's book about, I forgot the name of the book, but he has a book and it's talking about, the values of whatever we have. And if we don't have any religion that we're living by, then I don't know. You kind of at the end of the day is like anything goes. It's like Wild Wild West.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the biggest issue too. Think about the Wild Wild West. I believe they had religion then also.
They did.
It wasn't
Good point.
it wasn't the
Yeah.
same. But that was life and death in that scenario. They didn't give a shit. They were looking for, it was rule by the gun.
That's it.
Live by the gun. die by the gun.
Whoever can pull their gun the quickest.
Yeah. And obviously banks and finances, but that's another thing too. In
They
God we
rob
trust
things.
is on our money. Why is in God we trust on our money?
Well, because our founding fathers believed in God.
Exactly.
So, you know what I mean? And yeah, our founding fathers believe in God, so that like it's called Ben Shapiro's book is called The Right Side of History. Sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, our founding fathers believed in God. Like they came from a religion, in Europe, and they brought it here.
Correct.
And then they also believed that freedom of religion, which anybody could believe in whatever they want to believe in, which
Like Thor.
was great. Like if you believed
Like
in
the Odyssey.
Valhalla,
Yeah.
or if you believed in you are a Muslim, you
Right.
believed in Allah, which is still God. Or if you believed in the Torah,
Yeah. It's the same construct.
You
though,
believe
right?
in the same things. It's just
have different
you were allowed
details.
to. You were allowed to. You weren't like castrated because of it, or you weren't like
No.
killed because you didn't believe in something like
Right.
that. You know what I mean? So, which makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
When these people go to war too, like with Catholics or Christians or
Like they had the Crusades.
They had crusades, right? Yeah, and they would burn people if they didn't believe in their religion.
I think-
They
I
would
think
call
a lot of
people
it
that
is
seen the Salem witch.
I think a lot of it is misinterpretation
Of
right?
religion.
Of
right?
religion, right? But it's
Wars have been fought over religion.
correct,
Yeah.
and I think it's interpretation of the religion, right? Because you can always take something and make it, and you can always take what somebody says and turn it into something, and then you don't evolve from it, Right? I think a lot of thing with the Christian religion is they took something from it and then they moved with it and
Yeah.
they didn't evolve with it.
Right.
Right? Like right now we don't do that. We don't stone people because Christians don't stone people because they committed adultery.
Right. No.
Right? We
Not
don't
anymore.
do that. Not anymore. What I'm saying is, so if you don't evolve from it too, I think that you kind of can get to, real. Because back in the days, we didn't have the same justice system,
No, we did not.
right? We didn't take people, they didn't divorce people and split their money and sue people. It wasn't the same
No.
concept.
Completely different thing.
So I think once it gets to that point, we evolve and we start to change a little bit from it.
Somebody from South Florida, New York, or California, and then you look at the
If you go to another
Midwest.
country, it's
And
totally
then you look
different.
at the Midwest, it's a whole different, like
Yeah,
this.
but if you go to another country, it will change your whole
Whole perspective.
Yeah. because you go to like these different places, like
been.
we talked about it earlier, Singapore, right?
Yeah.
The guy had an ounce of heroin in Singapore,
Oh, yeah.
death penalty,
What?
right? So
That's
that
crazy.
changes just from every country.
Yeah.
The way people are going to interpret things, the way people are going to think about things.
People think about poverty, and you think about poverty here. You think about
There's real
poverty in a
poverty in
third
other
world
countries.
country. And
Yeah,
you see
real
what,
poverty.
Yeah, it's
Where
real
you
poverty.
can't get. I tell my son
People
all
eat
the time,
dirt.
like getting water, eating dirt. You can't get water. Like right now, you turn your faucet on, you get water out of it.
Easy.
You might have to go to a well to get water, bring it back to your house, and that's the only bucket of water you got for the
It
whole
ain't
day,
clean either.
right? And it might be clean. It's coming out of a river or
River,
something
yeah.
that's been polluted.
Right.
So it's like
Taking a risk
I
drinking
think-
water, bro.
I think it's going back to the religion thing. I just think it's you got to have some type of guidelines, and I think like following a religion, you have some.
Right.
I just think some people just like with anything take it to another level.
Yeah.
Right? Just like with Muslims, like I've looked into it. I used to watch like videos on Speaker's Corner, which is like a bunch of people, being combative about their religions. Like you have Christians, you have Jews, you have Muslims,
Yeah.
which is cool to me. Like,
Right.
and you have atheists that combat each
I
other,
like it.
and I have no problem with that. I think that's cool because I get to hear all the sides of it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they find something they believe in, and
They come to
they
a common
fight
ground.
for it.
Yeah.
They might not come to a common ground, but they can have the conversation and not be
And I love that's
At
my
ends
favorite.
with ends.
I've seen some similar to that. It's so
and
much.
not be like angry with each other and
Yeah.
be like, oh fuck you,
They
like
can actually
you.
have the conversation
Like,
and
just have the
bounce those
conversation.
ideas
I
back
don't
and
understand.
forth.
I might not agree with you because I believe something
But
different.
at least they see your point of view.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with that.
but that's what I'm saying. But but they have guidelines too,
Yeah.
and then some people are like,
But you got to think about it too. We were just talking about it. We're talking about the poor. We're talking about the third world country. We're talking about America. We're talking about China. We're talking about all these different places, right?
Mhm.
And they all have their whether it's a completely different religion or it's the same. It's still underlining the same exact thing, really, because it's just trying to have a guideline, just trying to have a good and bad, just
Yeah.
trying to have a
we gotta have one of them. Yeah, you gotta have something.
right.
And like,
And it makes us better people, I think, overall.
I agree.
Yeah.
I say it all the time. It's like when they say why we have in God we trust is because some of these principles are from the Bible, right? So they take those principles, made the country, and now the country is what it is, and then we kind of interpret it or we kind of evolve it or move it the way we want to.
Right.
But I think this is what happens. Like right now, I think we're kind of moving the principles.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like,
So they're trying
so
to
like
shun it,
it was built on this foundation, but you know what? Forget the foundation. Let's just
get rid of it.
break the foundation off,
Yeah.
and then we're not standing on anything. I think
Yeah.
we're getting way too far.
Yeah.
I understand about what's built on the foundation. Like we could build this on the house, we can take down this building, take down this
religion
room,
is that
right?
foundation.
We got a 2-story house, we take it down to a 1-story,
Right.
whatever. I get all that. But when you take the foundation and you like, all right, fuck the foundation.
Yeah. Now you're
Now we're like on water.
Yeah.
We're like,
now what?
oh, what do you believe this week? Oh, this year I believe in this. This year I believe
It's
in
all flip
this.
floppy.
It's like, come on, bro. You gotta have something to stand on. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta be able to agree on something,
Yeah.
to stand on something, right?
And everybody has their right to believe in whatever they
You can
want.
believe in what you want to
But
believe.
the
in.
thing is I think that it's structure. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's structure.
Yeah.
If you don't have foundation, if you don't have structure,
Because you think, but the
you
thing
have
is,
no legs to stand on.
correct, but you thinking it's for you.
Yeah.
You gotta think about society as a whole.
I think it's
Like,
very
all right,
important.
you're a very a reasonable person, right? You know, like I can't kill people, I can't do this, I can't do this. You get all that. then there's somebody that's coming up that doesn't really understand that. Right? So you have no foundation. They coming up. They don't really understand all of what you're saying. Like, their family didn't understand it.
Right.
Their family before them didn't understand. Like, it's a crazy thing. Like, we'll just say animals, right? I'm an animal lover, right? I love animals. I don't try to kill my wife. My son, I teach him not to kill, like, little bugs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right? You're an animal lover.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Right.
100%.
So, you know what I mean? So, like, my son is going to know that. Then there's some people that don't give a damn, right? I had a kid from Tennessee used to grab a cat and say he would whack the tail off the cat, right? We were just on two different levels as far as, like, animals. Like, I was like, I can do that to an animal because I believe an animal is like an animal, like it's breathing.
Yeah.
You didn't care, yo, whack the tail off of it, right?
It was the same thing with the Tiger King.
It wasn't like he was bad. It was just like he just had a different concept, but we didn't have the same level.
No.
You know what I mean? Like
There's a compassion that I have for animals.
there's a different thing, man. And I think we start to lose that when we start to like, we're like, all right, don't worry about that.
That's
all right,
not that serious. Not that important.
We'll just keep wiping the foundation. The foundation is no more, and
Well,
now we just whatever you think is
You're
the truth.
numbing common decency.
Yeah.
Not only that, you're not have no compassion for life. You think
Yeah.
that your life is more important than the cat's life or the ant's
Whatever
life.
you think your truth is the truth.
Yeah.
Right? You think it's the truth that we should just. You're right.
You're right.
I think that's crazy, man. You gotta have
You
some
can't.
type
Yeah.
of
You can't just.
some type of like. Nah, you can't. That's too far.
It's okay to
You're too
have
far.
structure. It's okay to have balance. It's okay to look at certain things in a way where you're not just thinking, you know, I could do without this portion of it. I could do without this portion of it. I think all the portions are important. I think they're all ingredients in our lives to make us better people. And I think a lot of smarter people than us came up with a lot of these ingredients to make sure that we've stayed on that right path. So I don't think that, I think getting, and like you said, the youth is kind of shunning up religion a lot, and I think it's just not the smart move, bro. It's best to keep things like that, especially old school mentality.
Yeah.
I
But
think
let
it's very
people
smart.
believe in what they want to believe in.
100%.
I have no problem if you believe in what you believe in. Cool.
Yeah.
But to like, and that's the thing. I get in an argument. If I get in an argument with somebody, or I get in a conversation with somebody who doesn't believe in anything,
Yeah.
I'm not shunning what you believe in.
No.
I'm telling you what I believe in.
Yeah.
Right? What I see, we can go down that route. We can go down that route, and I'm not gonna say anything bad about you. I just believe you just don't see it yet.
Yeah.
You don't see what I see. I don't see what
Don't
you
see what you
see.
see, and that's it.
And we done.
We're done then.
You're
But
not
there's
a
no
bad
moving
guy.
forward. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then if there's not, there's always people on either side that'll take it to another level.
Just at work
Right?
alone.
There's always Christians.
Yeah.
There's always Jews. There's always Muslims. There's always atheists that take it to another level.
Yeah.
Right? Where they interpreted this part of the Bible or this part of their religion that we gotta take somebody out. Or
And
we
there's some
gotta
people
do
too that
something.
you know are good people, right? That you
Yeah.
know genuinely are good people,
Yeah.
and they have that opposite view, and I don't judge them. It's just we have that conversation. After that conversation, we're back to our normal day.
Yeah, I just think it, like I said, in the beginning of the concept, like I said, I think there needs to be guidelines.
Yeah.
There needs to be something that you live by that you like. Like, you know, we say we don't murder,
Yeah.
we don't kill. I mean, we don't murder, kill, the same thing. We don't, commit adultery, we don't steal.
Steal, right?
Like, I think these things are like,
Commandments are very important.
but I don't think they were here by just when we were cavemen.
Yeah.
Right? If you want to go back to cavemen, I don't think cavemen, they came up when they're like in the caves talking about, you know what, we shouldn't steal.
Listen.
We shouldn't commit adultery, right?
care,
They were
bro.
like cavemen. Like,
He said, listen.
you think that's where it came from? I'm thinking like myself, like cavemen. When you telling me the cavemen were like they beat people over the head,
They're savages.
savages,
Yeah.
and then you're telling me they came up with a reasoning that was like,
Hey,
don't steal,
fire?
don't steal, and don't commit adultery, and don't. And then they were like, "Oh, we're gonna live by that."
Nah.
And then they got all the other cavemen to live by
No,
that.
I believe it's all progression. So it's everything evolves eventually, and that's also a part of this whole thing. It's evolution. So everything evolves, and doesn't necessarily mean that that you have to go by it. You don't have to do whatever. You can do whatever you want, but there's a reason why we evolved to where we are now. Why we have the infrastructure we do. Like you said, if we go out of this country right now, you can see some of the pitfalls, and you're like, oh man, that's
It's
why.
gonna be different.
Yeah, right.
There's not freedom. There's different things.
It's
Even country-wise,
you have to go all the way to like Cro-Magnon, man, right? You have to go all the way there to really compare. But if you really think about it, it's
No,
happening
really.
right now.
Really, you don't have to go there.
No.
You can go to the Amazon,
Right now, it's
right?
happening.
People who aren't part of society,
Yeah.
right? And there might be a different code.
Yep.
The code that you saying that you went and go and shaking their hand, they're gonna be like,
What the?
they might stab you with a spear, right? You go to shake their hand, or you go to like say hi.
Yeah.
They might have a different code for you, man.
A few years ago, they had flew a drone over
Yeah,
this
a drone,
area,
and they were throwing
found a new
spears at
like a
them.
new society of
I seen
people
it. They were
who were
throwing
living in the
spears at
village.
them.
Yeah, bro. They don't know what we know. They might live
They
their life
haven't-
completely different. I'm not saying they're doing it.
And they
the
could
worst.
be doing it right
Yeah.
as long as they stay where they're at and doing what they're doing.
They
The
didn't know what
society
we know.
outside of them doesn't know, but it's what I'm saying. It's my whole point. We're talking about us surviving, us growing. We can't grow with that mentality. I don't think. Right? I can't just stab you when I see something. You bring a different
Because now
thing,
you're
I
bucking
stab you
tradition. You're bucking. You're
because
saying
they don't want to see evolution.
right.
Like they seen a plane growing, they're like,
Get out of here! What the heck?
that's a pterodactyl.
Can we eat it?
They don't know what that is.
That's
A
all they
bird
thought.
of prey. They're like, let me just spear that
Can we
thing.
eat
right?
that thing? Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's yeah. So
I mean, overall, it's just it's
yeah.
It's interesting concepts, and like what we were saying, opening up this Pandora's box and really diving into it a little
It
bit.
can get deep, man.
We can
Religion
go
get
a
deep.
little, a lot of different angles on it, and really think about what's important. I think the overall, what's important is just being a good person, living your best life.
That's it.
Just
And if
yeah.
you think about it, like this is your only life.
That's
This is
it.
it, right? I know a lot of people. Even if there is afterlife, right? You believe in if you're a Christian or you're a Muslim or you're a Jew,
Yeah.
whatever you are, Hindu, Buddhist, whatever you are. If you believe there's an afterlife, then I think you got to live your best life now.
Right.
Right, there's certain things that you can't cross, right? You can't go out and kill people. You can't go out and steal. You can't go out and
Yeah.
commit adultery. You can't, disrespect your mother and father. I think those things
Are very important.
help us to be a very
Well-managed society.
society. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, if not, it'd be chaos. Like, if it was just a survival of the fittest, then it's whoever's the strongest.
The Rock would win.
Right.
Would win.
The Rock, right? All the offensive linemen on
Lesnar?
every football
Lesnar
team.
would win.
All the offensive
Yeah.
linemen on every
Oh,
football
yeah, I
team
think
are
it was-
6'8",
What am I gonna
400
do?
pounds. Like they would just run around and just take stuff.
Ever
They'd
seen
be
Brock
like,
Lesnar angry?
Yeah, it's
we're not the
like,
same. We're not
bro,
the same
like,
humans.
all the UFC fighters would just becoming like the kings
They would
of
be the
every state.
Oh, it's The Walking Dead again.
Yeah.
it's The
So
Walking
it's
Dead.
like, I just don't think like we could go down that route. I think we have to have some type of, societal guidelines that we don't cross. And I think that religion
Boundaries.
Yeah, boundaries, exactly. And I think religion sets some of those,
Yeah.
right? Just to be honest, I think religion sets some of those that we can't cross. Some people take those guidelines and they expand them,
Yeah.
right? They're like, oh, well, this includes this, and now you can't do this, and that's why your religion is wrong,
Right.
right? I don't want to go to that, right? You know what I mean? I kind of think
Believe in
like,
what you believe in, as long as it's not hurting anybody.
yeah, I
That's
believe
all.
that, yeah. Not hurt anybody, and if
Alright.
it's like affecting somebody else's freedom,
Yeah, that's a
I think
problem.
that's a problem. I think it's a problem with it. I think so because
But
like.
if we're all living freely,
Like I
right?
said, at the end of the day, when your eyes closed,
Who knows?
you don't know.
Who knows what's gonna happen?
You don't know where you wake up at, and you know if you wake up.
You said it the other day too. I believe you were like, I woke up, everybody's great, I'm happy.
Yeah, I said, I was
Perfect.
telling Lou, I said, wake up. My son is breathing.
Mhm.
My wife is breathing.
Everybody's fine.
Right, everybody's good. I'm going to work.
It's the best day ever.
Everything's great.
And
I look at the sun.
every
The
day.
sun rose. It was, it could have been raining or whatever. The clouds were great, and it was great. And I was breathing.
We got through the day,
I smelled the air.
no issue.
Great day. And I move to the next day, and that's it. They take it day by day, man. Like you can't, like I think if everybody does that, looks up and is thankful and grateful with what they have,
Yeah.
whatever you believe in, whatever you go for, whatever your values are,
Yeah.
I think you'll be great, man. You'll be good. You know
And
what I mean?
it also, like I was saying too, it also motivates. It gives you that extra motivation to know there's something at the back end of this whole thing you call life. And when, at the end of it, it could be green skies. It could be great.
Could be
It
heaven, yeah.
could be anything. We don't know.
Yeah.
The point is the journey. I think that was the most important part.
Well, that's what I said. That's why, as I said, when we say the thirst for the truth, we're trying to find the truth. We don't know it.
Yeah.
We haven't died and came back. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what
We're on the
happened.
ride right now.
I'm on the ride.
We're making the
I'm
best of
with
the
you.
ride too, by the
Yeah.
way.
And we're gonna try to touch as many people and have these conversations and be able to reach as many people as possible. And then
It's
you know.
no issue to think outside the box to question certain things,
That's it.
to get into these types of conversations. So this way, if you don't have to be a genius to do it. You don't have to be the smartest man. It's okay to just open up that conversation and see where it goes.
Dive in.
Yeah, there's no issue with it.
Dive in and start drinking. Thirst for the truth.
All day.
Boom.
Drink it up.
Drink it.